Welcome back to the Friday showdown at Friday on here. Seth, what are we doing today?
Zorah
We're
Magdaros,
doing.
everyone's favorite cutscene.
We got the turtle himself. Volcano turtle. And honestly, I don't even know if he has his own distinct theme. If he doesn't, I'm going to put Bowser's theme on him because he just looks like Bowser in a way. He's got like the just reminds me of Bowser. Just everything about his facial structure. But anyway, we're here to talk about him. We're gonna talk about how obvious it is that he's just boring.
Yeah, like, I get that a monster of that scale isn't really meant to be an exciting
Yeah.
fight. It's meant to be more of a repel them mission rather than an actual, like, hunt them mission.
It's always the case with the colossal monsters like Lao Shenlong and fucking Zorah Magdaros, but there are some big ones that like are of that magnitude, like Dire Morales, who's fun to fight. Dalamander's fun to fight. Yamasakami's kind of fun to fight. You know, it's not always a problem, but it's just something about the structure, I think, of having to like repel them from the barrier. That you're kind of trapped. You're not able to move. Like fighting Shingeoren, I remember in the town specifically, you can go to all these different areas, and even in fighting Lao Shenlong and Shingeoren in the old valley, there's different sections you get to move around in, and there's different things that are there to help you fight them, like somebody's constantly pushing boulders down off the cliffs, or there's ballistas and cannons everywhere that you gotta look for and find, do a little damage, and you can run up and you can hit them. You can actually attack them. Zorah Magdaros, you can't really do that with. You can get on him, yeah, but you're attacking the magma cores, which if you know watching the footage here, you'll see just boom, boom, boom. Now, granted, we're using very, very overpowered material to do that with, but it still doesn't take too much. Um, I could be wrong, but isn't there a way to get back on him when he's at the barrier? I remember distinctly there was a way to do that.
There is, however, it takes so long for that to happen. Like,
Yeah.
you have to wait until, like, I think the barrier actually has to take like at least three-quarters not three-quarters damage, but it has to be at three-quarters health for it to even give you the option.
Mm. And what's even worse is that Zorah Magdaros is kind of the reason we're here. Like we followed him here from
Yeah,
and it's like, then why is he such a bad fight? Because you fight him multiple times, but each time is kind of worse than the last. Like I think it might be at most two times, but still, I like Lao and I like Shen, and I like all these different colossal fights because they're great. It's the magnitude, but their purpose is, of course, hey, this is a dire situation. Shit's about to hit the fan, and if you don't stop it, bad shit will happen, and everybody will probably end up dying. Because like that's literally the thing for Lao is, hey, he's on the path here, and he walks through mountains to get here. He's not going to stop for a mountain. He's not going to stop for you. We need you to try, otherwise he'll flatten the village. Those are some good stakes. And Zorah Magdaros has similar stakes. It's like, oh, if you don't stop him, he'll come through and he'll bust everything that we just settled down and built here, or whatever the case may be. But it's like, I don't. It just doesn't have a feel to it because you're trapped the whole time, and he can destroy your shit. He can bust all your cannons, your ballista, anything you've got on there. He can destroy it.
by the way, it is such an annoying feeling to, like, because those cannons are a pain in the ass to load.
Yeah.
Like, If you do not have an NPC, and if you are not specifically running a party of two, where you can have a Palico, which moves faster than you when carrying cannonballs, by the way.
Which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. It is slower to have more than two people than it is to run it with a full party of four.
Yep.
Which should never be the case.
And
Like,
there used to be a mechanic, like, you used to have to repel these guys, the big ones. You could kill them. There was a way to kill them, but you had to have a party of four to kill, like, a Lao Shenlong or a Shingo or something. Well, no, not Shingo, and you could kill Shingo in solo. But Lao, you had to have, like, a party to kill him, to actually take him down, because he had so much health before the timer ran out. Zorah, there's nothing, you can't do that. You repel, and that's it. There's no killing him. It's just a repel, which is also takes away the satisfaction of taking down such a giant fucking monster. Like, I wanted to kill that thing. I wanted to, take him down. But no, you don't get to do that. It's just weird. The colossal fights are always weird, but Zorah has a very unique weirdness to him in the terms of, like, there is no way to kill it, and it's just so damn slow, because, like, when Lao would approach the final castle fort part, you could beat the crap out of him while he got his way over there, and then when he got there, you could start using cannons, ballista, the Dragonator, etc. If Zorah, you can't do that. You're just waiting for him to get close enough for you to hit him with something, and it's just so boring, so long, and I mean, it's just the lackluster reward. Or how there's certain materials that you need from him to craft his stuff that's only available on his body, which you don't get a lot of time on.
And let's talk about the fact that you get, like, shit for rewards at the end.
Yep.
Compared to literally every other monster, a great Jagras will give you more materials if you don't break a single fucking part.
Yep. And I mean, he used to have some of the best shit around, like, in terms of
for artillery.
Yeah.
Like, if you were specifically playing, like, a bowgun or a charge blade, you wanted Zorah Magdaros armor, because artillery makes those fucking stupid.
Like, I remember having a carpet bomb build for a heavy bowgun, running Zorah Magdaros' his rifle and some of his armor, and you would just put it to sleep, boom, 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 put it to sleep, boom, 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 just carpet bomb these bitches. And no sooner that, it wasn't even Iceborne that did him in, it was no sooner than you get to Basilgeuse and beyond that Zorah Magdaros' shit is just useless. Even Dodogama has better stuff than Zorah Magdaros in terms of artillery.
No, actually, Zorah Magdaros is the only armor in the game, I believe, that gives artillery 2 on a single piece. Like, I'd have to double check that, but
still, it's just a matter of trade-off, because, yeah, you could have a piece with 2, but you have to fight Zorah Magdaros to get that. Whereas you could have Dodogama with a piece that gives you 1, and then have another piece that gives you 1, and both those can get acquired on 1 to 2 hunts that take, like, 10-minute stops.
So, in terms of armor, Zorah Magdaros is the only headpiece that gives artillery 2, the only chest piece that gives artillery 2, and let's see, and the waist gives you artillery 1. However, you can just run one Zorah piece, one Zorah alpha piece, and then the Brachydium alpha braces. And that gives the highest level of artillery in the game, because that gives his times 3.
Is Brachydium the Raging Brachy set? Or is it the regular
Brachydium? Raging Brachy.
Yeah, so see, I mean, Iceborne Endgame.
Yeah, Iceborne Endgame gives you better artillery, which makes sense. Like, you're supposed to
Yeah.
get better gear at that point, but it's just like, when you can get artillery, and by the way, it comes on a level 1 jewels.
Yeah, it's what I'm saying. It comes on level 1 jewels and like that you can get no
Like,
problem.
there's one, you can get an artillery plus jewel, which is 2 levels of artillery, but it's a 4 jewel slot, which makes no sense to run. Unless you're
So,
like
and look at
going
this,
for something
right? So,
hyper-specific.
the waistband of the alpha set for the Dogma gives level 2 artillery off at the rip.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think
No, even beta.
the beta is the one that gives us the more skill, isn't it? Or is alpha?
Nope. Beta gives the the +2 as well.
Okay. Well, I meant like in terms of I can't remember which one gives you extra gem slots and which one gives you an extra skill.
Oh,
I want
alpha is extra skill, beta is extra slot.
Right.
Because
So
it gives you a 4 and a 1.
upgrade.
No, alpha also gives a no. Alpha gives a 3 and a 1. And it has blast to resist on top of it.
But not only do you get level 2 artillery off of a Dodogama set, you also get Bombarder too. Like,
Which is better for a bowgun set, I will admit.
yeah. So, like, as soon as you get to the Elder's Recess, Zorah Magdaros is pretty much irrelevant. There's no point to farming it when you... And even then, once you get to Xeno'jiiva, if you're running a bowgun set, you're running Xeno'jiiva. You got spare shot, you got fucking, God, what is it? Spare shot, I think you get a faster reload. But all of the Xeno'jiiva shit's beautiful for guns. It's I don't know, but in terms of what is Zorah Magdaros supposed to be, and does he do it? He's supposed to be like I said, the siege monster, the big, oh no, it's coming, we have to pull all the stops to kill it. Does he do a good job? No, not really. I don't think he does. I think it's just too slow, which is saying a lot for a fight of this style, which, you know, as they're supposed to be, you know, it's supposed to be a dramatic, a slow, climactic kind of thing, but he doesn't do it good enough because it is too slow when you compare it to other things. Like, if you piss off Lao and get him in rage mode, he's going to start hauling ass. That's what, you know, in Shingeoren, he'll actually actively attack you. Lao doesn't care. Lao will just walk over you and deal damage. Shen will attack you. Yamasukami is in the air. You know, when you fight the big monsters, you want to feel like you're fighting the big monsters. Lao is the only exception because Lao is so grand of scale, he doesn't notice you're actually there until he sees you on the fort, and then he starts trying to kill you. Zorah doesn't really do much until he gets to the fort, and then he's just trying to hit the fort, and it takes him 3 years to throw a punch. Lao's up there throwing hands every 3 seconds. That motherfucker's hitting that fucking fort. Zorah is just standing there. The most thrilling and the most attention-grabbing and holding part of his encounters is brought by Nergigante, by him invading the fight. It's brought
Yeah,
to you.
no.
This fight, this fun time was brought to you by Nergigante. It sure as hell wasn't brought to you by a fucking Zorah Magdaros. And is it Zorah's fault, or is it the game? I think it's Zorah, because the game mechanics are there, they're present, they've done it before, and they have new shit to add to it. But it seems like it's just a Zorah Magdaros problem because of the, like, he's not the first one to look like Dire Morales was a big volcano dragon, and he would just start shooting lava at you, you know. But Zorah having a volcano on his back, he's just, I'm just gonna headbutt the wood, like this. No. He should have been firing off lava bursts. He should have been fucking shooting out more magma. If he really wanted to get through that gate, he could have. It's made of wood.
Yeah, it's not reasonable for that to have worked as well as it did.
No, Zorah is not in any way, shape, or form a good fight, and I do believe it is Zorah's fault because, like as I said, the game had everything it needed to succeed on that. We know it has the capacity to fight Colossals because Xeno and Safi exist. I mean, those are very large creatures. Like, I'm not, you can't if and or butt your way out of that. Xeno's, compared to the scale of your character, Xeno Jiva's hand is the size of Lao's hand. Like, these are colossals in and of themselves. Kolv, I don't know if I'd count Kolv amongst that. Maybe. She's teetering. But Xeno and Safi definitely should be rolled into the colossal size. At least at the very bottom of the, like, around maybe where Lao is. Maybe a little smaller than Lao. But in terms of, like, even Fate, I don't think you'd count Fatalis because he's pretty small, but...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that, like, if Xeno and Safi are considered colossal, then, like...
Yeah, I wouldn't count Fatalis.
Because they're closer inside... They're, like, only a little bit bigger than Fatalis.
Yeah. But Fatalis is so powerful, that's the reason Lao was even running to begin with. Originally. Because they eat Lao Shenlong. But, yeah. So, I in terms of predictions... Oh, yeah, and I want to... Oh, hang on, let me stretch. I want to take this opportunity to say we were right and we were wrong with our predictions. So we do have we for sure have a confirmed official return for Wilds, being Yayan Kutku. He is 100% confirmed. He's coming back. So I was right about that one. We were wrong. I'm not sure if it's officially even recognized or not, or someone just took a screenshot and they just haven't announced it yet. But we were wrong. There's also the return of the king himself. The King Kong Kungalala is coming back, and Steph couldn't be more happy for it.
Shut up. I am molding a little bit.
Oh, God.
Of all the monsters to bring back... Why?
Which, given that Kutku and Kangala are going to be in this game, we're definitely in the old world still in this one. There's
a good chance of it, yeah.
Because I don't see Kangala going that far, like across oceans, and I don't really see Kutku really traveling out. Garuga travels, yes, but as far as Kutku, I don't know if they would. But, so... Magdaros coming back. No. I mean, he has the theoretical, oh, he could. We don't know how many there are. We've only seen this one. Yes, they travel across the ocean to the continents, but I don't think he's coming back. I hope to God he doesn't come back. I think they need to just shelve him. They need to shelve Zorah Magdaros. Retire this man. He doesn't need to come back. He's not a good time. So,
no, he's kind of, like, he's fun for the story purposes that he has good story elements to him,
yeah.
But that's it. He's a cutscene. He means nothing outside of it, outside of, like, a bit of armor for a build that isn't even as strong anymore, if I'm not mistaken.
No, God, no. If you want a
good artillery builds are only good. Artillery builds are only good for Charge Blade now, which, like... Yeah. Nowadays, you're just gonna be running, like, Bracky arms and hope for the best.
Nowadays, all the bowgun builds are sticky. There's no carpet bombing because multiplayer is such a good thing that you can't bomb anything because everybody's in the fucking way and you're gonna knock everybody back and get them pissed off. And sticky's more effective because you could just topple the monster like 5 times in a fight.
Yeah, and what's worse is that it's not even a heavy bowgun. Heavy bowguns haven't been in... Heavy bowguns haven't been in the meta for a hot minute.
They were extremely good when Safi was first introduced because you could, and I have this build myself, but you could build a heavy bowgun that Safi could not damage you unless it was the one-shot attack because you can't block that.
The Sapphire Star of,
because
the Emperor.
That cannot be blocked even by having the special skill to block everything. It will hit you no matter what the fuck you're doing unless you're behind the rocks. So, but that build was great, but afterward it was just nothing. But
once Safi's bowgun was too good.
Yeah. So, basically you spend more time watching Zorah than you do fighting Zorah. It's just like you're in a movie, which is boring as shit.
Yeah.
So
I
honestly,
like. I'm not against having cinematic moments. Like, again, bringing up the Safi example, watching the Sapphire Star of the Emperor for the first time, the way the music cuts out,
yes.
oh,
Or
oh, that was bone chilling.
the choir jumping in when Raging Bracky closes off the exit, and he's like, now you're trapped in here with me, and the choir kicks in and he starts beating the fuck out of everybody one by one. Oh, so it's very strange because we currently do not have an Elder Dragon on this list that is lower than B tier. This will probably be the first.
I, as poor of a job as he does to the monster, I can't see him getting anything other than the ass end of C tier.
Yeah. I honestly, yeah, when you compare him to the D tiers, yeah, even though our goodest boy Dodogama outranks this fucker in terms of armor, yeah, I think just because he's an elder, I would give him a C. But
Just because he's an elder with story significance.
yeah, he's crucial to the entire plot of why we came to the New World. But at the same time, he's just such a bad monster. But yeah, I can agree behind Magnamalo in the tail end of C tier. Now that doesn't mean he's dead last in C. It does mean he's dead last in C tier, but he's not in the last slot of C tier, teetering into D tier. He's just behind Magnamalo for now, until we can get this board more fleshed out. As of right now, I don't think we've gotten any views on the Azuchi video. Granted, it's been 2 days, so I'm not too about it, but normally we get at least a few every now and then, like the moment it's posted. But nobody's seen the Azuchi video, so we don't have any comments going on about, oh, it should be in front of Kangala or behind Kangala. So for right now, he'll stay where he is until we see those. But that does put Zorah Magdaros on the board and the end of C tier, because he is basically just big garbage doo-doo monster. I'm not gonna lie. So that'll about do that. I'm actually gonna do a quick check because I don't want to say something and it not be accurate. Okay, as of right now we have 4 views on the Azuchi video, but there are no comments. So, I forgot OBS will shit itself if I. There we go. So we have some views, but there's no comments. So yeah, Azuchi will stay behind Kangala for the time being, which I think is fair considering Kangala is making a return and Azuchi isn't. So, but and who knows?
Devastated.
Listen. My happiness comes from the fact that Kutku could go up on the list. Who knows? But we'll have to see how they both fare when in February next year. Is that right?
Yes.
February next year. I can't wait to see who else gets revealed. It's kind of weird that we're revealing so late, like so close to the release. But
I mean, I personally like it more because it built up more hype leading up to it.
True. But I would love to see who else gets in. At least, because we've seen only the new stuff. It's nice to see who's coming back. So, I'd love to see more of who's coming back. And hopefully a little closer, like maybe around November, December, we'll get like a grand reveal of, maybe an Elder Dragon returning.
The White Wraith.
Oh. Well,
I'm excited to find out what that thing is.
Yeah, but I want like an old Elder to come back. Like maybe they'll bring back fucking Delamadur, or maybe because I want a Colossal, because imagine standing on a mountain and looking and there's just this giant fucking dragon just walking around and you can just run up and fucking fight that thing. Either a Delamadur, a Lao Shenlong, Shingeor, and something. Well, Shingeor's not an Elder, but something big. Something big, or because the classic Elders are coming back. You're gonna see Tio, Kushala, possibly either Camelios or Valstrax. You're gonna see some of these guys. You just expect them at this point. But given that we've skipped a whole generation without seeing the two that have been confirmed, that's pretty good. Because you got to take into consideration how long a generation even lasts. Like, it's been, what, 7, 8 years since we've seen, since GU?
Hmm?
Hasn't it been like
Since I've
7?
seen who?
Since GU came out, wasn't it like 7 years ago at this point?
God,
Like 7 or 8 years at least since we've seen Kangala or Kutku in a game. So
okay, let me look at Generations. When did Generations come out? Generations, the original came back out in 2015. It's been 9 years.
9 years, almost a whole
Almost 9 years.
decade.
It's late November.
Okay. So almost a decade since we've seen these monsters in action, and that's crazy to me. So I can't wait to see them come back. In terms of Zorah Magdaros, I hope he stays on a shelf. I hope they retire him. He needs to be, because this guy was bad. So, Seth, anything you want to say about Zorah Magdaros, either in defense or to further push him into the ground where he belongs?
Nice cutscene, bro.
Nice cutscene indeed. I'm probably
So who are we
gonna...
covering next week?
Yeah, next week when we come back, I'm thinking we're gonna be returning to Monkey a little bit.
Oh no.
No, it'll be fine. So, it's gonna be a Monkey for sure. I want to do it a Monkey because we've only got the one on the board. So, we have to do a Monkey. Don't know which Monkey, but we gotta do a Monkey because Kangala and the Kongas are getting lonely down there. But we'll save that for next week, and yeah, hopefully everybody has a good week. Hopefully everybody's excited and amped for Wilds. And, yeah. We will see you guys next week, I suppose, then. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.